I'm endlessly fascinated and curious about the world around us, about business, about politics, about the arts, about culture, developments, social issues, and the people. Most importantly, about the people that are shaping our future. Every night, I get the opportunity to have conversations, to dive into conversations with thought leaders, with change makers, entrepreneurs, politicians, and everyday heroes who unpack the ideas and stories that I think matter to all of us. What's the future of our economy? What's the future of our country? How do we build stronger communities? What can we learn from music, theater, sports, politics, the arts? How does policy shape our real lives? What does leadership look like, real leadership in today's environment? If it's interesting and relevant and topical and we're talking about it, you'll hear about it here at 6 o'clock on the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. I want to have real conversations, in-depth conversations. These are ideas we're sharing. This is the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. Tonight, I want to end with a message for every resident of Mississauga. Whether you own a home or rent an apartment, run a small business, or simply care about the future of the city. Because the conversation we had tonight was not just about taxes. It was about trust, transparency, and whether local government is being honest with the people who fund it. Over the past several weeks, a group of residents, George Tavares, Kim Pines, Athena Tajido, and many others, I'm told, have done something our city rarely does. They went through the budget line by line, and what they uncovered is deeply concerning. Despite the city's messaging, Mississauga does not have a revenue problem. It has a spending, discipline, and accountability problem. For more than a decade, taxes have risen faster than inflation, faster than wages, faster than almost every comparable municipality. And yet residents, I don't think, see better services. They see stalled projects, reduced transit quality, rising crime, and unfilled promises. And instead of transparency, they're getting accounting tricks. Most residents don't know that the city uses a blended rate reporting, dividing the tax rate by 3 to make the increase seem smaller. That's not clarity, it's camouflage. The actual city portion of your tax rate is far higher than the number you're shown. They take the Mississauga tax increase and divide it by the Mississauga and Peel taxes and cut it in half. And then there's the governance imbalance. Mississauga pays 62% of the Peel Regional Police budget, yet holds less than half of the votes on Regional Council that oversees policing. That's taxation without proportional representation. And it means that Mississauga residents pay most of the bill, while others decide how the money is spent. Police budget went up by 23% last year. I think that says the people that under budgeted in prior years that led to this incredible crime spree that we've been seeing, the burglaries, the home invasions, the carjackings, they're the ones at fault, not the ones that have actually met the demand today. Meanwhile, residents have identified realistic opportunities to save 2 to 3% across every department without touching essential services and without the knowledge of what's really going on. But when a motion came forward to look for just 2% in efficiencies, almost every councillor voted against it. Even though 2 of the councillors in last year's Mississauga mayoralty by-election committed to either no tax increase or tax increases only to the rate of inflation. So not because savings aren't possible, but because there's no political will to actually look for it. And now we face another looming challenges, the next MPAC assessment. As property values rise, taxes could jump by thousands for many, a massive hidden tax increase unless council lowers the mill rate. And based on past behavior, I doubt they will. This means residents could pay dramatically more without any council debate, without any vote, and without any accountability. Most troubling of all is civic engagement in Mississauga, I fear, is collapsing. Residents don't attend budget meetings. Voter turnout keeps falling 20-something% in the last by-election, and people feel their voices no longer matter. But apathy isn't the problem. It's the symptom. When people try to speak and nothing changes, eventually they stop trying. They stop speaking. Mississauga is a great city, but great cities don't stay great by accident. They stay great because people pay attention and ask questions, demand transparency, refuse to accept spin when they deserve the truth, and get involved. We need disciplined budgeting. We need honest communication. We need leadership that treats every tax dollar like it came from their own wallet. And we need citizens who stay engaged because the cost of disengagement will always show up on your tax bill. Mississauga deserves better, and it's time we insist on it. I'm Brian Crombie, and that's my closing comments for today. That's how I see it.